Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam, and this is Living Beyond. We've been talking in a series about kindness, the value of it, why it's important, what gets in the way, how we can become more kind, how kindness contributes to the goodness in our country, in our culture, in our world. Little story, you may have heard this before, but I'm going to tell it because I think it's just a great analogy for what kindness is and why it matters. So you may have heard that. So there's these two friends walking along the seashore, and that night previous, been a storm, and a lot of sand dollars had a lot of starfish had washed up onto the beach, and those starfish are just going to die up there, dried out in the sand. They need to get back in the water. And so one of the people, but there's hundreds of them, just hundreds as far as the people can see down the beach. And so the one person just keeps walking along, reaching down, picking up one, throwing it back in the water, picking up one, another one, throwing it into the water, a third one, throwing it into the water. And the person she's with says, "Why are you doing that? Look, there's hundreds here. It's not going to make any difference." And she didn't say anything for a minute. The first lady bent down, picked up a starfish, throws it in the water, and says, "It means something to that one." And then she, a minute later, picks up another one, throws that one in the water, and says, "It means something to that one." So what I would like to suggest to you as we start today is that our world is so full of so much pain. People are injured all around us. They're so wounded and so hurting. And in our little lives, are we often going to be able to do something that affects globally millions of people? Probably not. But that lady at the grocery store that you stop and have a nice little conversation with, it means something to her. And that person on social media that says something that is clear to you that they're having a hard time, so you just reach in with a comment or a private message. "Hey, you got this. I'm thinking about you. You're going to be good." It makes a difference to that one. Or your partner, your spouse, is having some stress and he's being a little grumpy. And so instead of being judgmental about his grumpy and instead of taking it personally, you get curious. And you think to yourself, what's going on? Maybe this isn't their character. What's going on? What's pushing them? And so instead of taking their words personally, instead of jumping back with more sarcasm and more argument, you go in with compassion, with curiosity and compassion. That's kindness. And it makes a difference to that person in that moment. So when we add kindness into the world, we don't add this big clump that affects everyone. It's like building with Legos, tiny little pieces. And to begin with, you can't tell what you've got. But with time, it goes on and it gets more and more intricate, and it becomes more and more beautiful, and it becomes something that's more easily recognizable. So that is a point for today. Our kindnesses can be very, very small, and it actually can, from the outside, seem like they're not making much difference. But what we want to do is we want to develop the understanding, the solid belief that who I am and who I contribute to the world makes a difference, whether I ever see the outcome or not. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, most of the time you won't. Most of the time, the benefit, the thing you're going to see from your act of kindness is not knowing how the other person was affected. Most of the time, it's going to be knowing how you were affected, how I was affected, because it does affect us. As we contribute good to the world, good to this person, good to that person, we hold the door for someone, we smile at the homeless person sitting on the street while we're handing them some money, or while we're connecting them with a place where they can sleep for the night, or just any of the small things that we may do. On some level in our heart, when we do that, we are pleased with ourselves. On some level, we sense the goodness in that. And there's a little sense of, yeah, I like that about me. And as we continue to do those things, that comfort in who we are and what we've done grows. And we feel better. about ourselves. As we continue to feel better about ourselves, then it's easier to continue to give and give more and more. I'll have more about this in the next video. Look for the whole video of the whole transcript of video and transcript of the conversation below. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. I'm really enjoying thinking about this idea of kindness. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.